Alright, we're on section 10.2. This is complementary and supplementary angles and its relationships with angles. So we look at the first definition, then it is a supplementary angle. That means that the sum of the angles is 180 degrees, and it's the sum of two angles will equal 180. So we're going to look at this first example, and it's a matter of saying M stands for measurement. This stands for an angle, for the word angle. So measurement of angle 1, which is this angle, equals 40 degrees. And we are trying to find the measurement of angle 2. And since we know that measurement of angle 1 is 40 degrees, then all we need to simply do is take 180 degrees, because we know that they are supplementary angles. So they will a total add up to 180 degrees. So 180 and subtract 40 degrees to get 140 degrees is the measurement of angle 2. Okay, so let's go ahead. I'm going to let you hit pause. If you didn't get any of this copied down, obviously go ahead and do that at the same time, and go ahead and solve and find the missing angle for measurement of angle 4. So go ahead and hit pause and do that. So again, we know this measures 153 degrees. So we're going to simply take 180 and subtract 153 from that. And when you do that, we get 7. Borrowed from the 8, we get 2 and 0. So 27 degrees is my answer. Again, both of these angles must add up to 180 degrees. Okay? So now let's look at complementary angles. The sum of the angles is 90 degrees. So again, measurement of angle 1 equals 32. We need to find the measurement of angle 2. And again, since we know they are complementary angles, they will add up to be 90. So it's a matter of saying 90 degrees minus the 32. That difference, again, will give us the answer to that missing measurement. And we get 58 degrees. And when we add these two together, they must equal 90. Go ahead and hit pause and find the measurement of angle 4. So again, we're going to take 90 degrees, subtract 41, and we get 10. This is 8. We subtract and get 9. So 49 degrees is my answer to that complementary angle. Now, one way of remembering, because I'm not going to give you how many degrees a complementary angle is and how many degrees a supplementary angle is. You have to remember that. Okay? Probably the best way of knowing that is that since C comes first in the alphabet, 90 comes first in numerical order. And supplementary, the S comes later on in the alphabet, as does 180 in numerical order. Okay? That is probably the best way that I've found. If you have some other way of trying to remember that, I'm always open for those suggestions. But that is the best that I've found so far. Let's go ahead and look at this next question. It says, classify each pair of angles as complementary, supplementary, or neither. So go ahead and, again, we're looking at this group of angles and this group of angles. So go ahead and hit pause and solve both of those answers. Alright, when we look at this, again, probably the best thing to do is to immediately add these together. And when we add 105 and 75, you do get 180 degrees. So which one of these represents 180 degrees? Supplementary does. Okay? So supplementary is the answer to this. For this one here, we're going to add these together, and we get 60 plus 20 more gives me 80 degrees. Okay? Now, does complementary equal 80 degrees when added together? No, that's a 90 degrees. Supplementary is 180, therefore it is going to be neither. Okay? Now let's look at the next problem. It says find x. So find the value of this x. Go ahead and hit pause and find the value. Now, since we look at this, and if we were looking at 180 degrees, it'd be from this all the way over to this line. Okay, we are not needing to do that because we are trying to find just x, which is just from here to here. Okay, that's the space we're trying to find. And since we see that this is measuring 90 degrees with the right angle symbol, then we know that this other side is also 90 degrees. So we're trying to find the complementary angle to the 65 degrees that's given. So it's a matter of, again, simply taking 90 and subtracting 65 from it, and you get a grand total of 25 degrees is the value of x. Okay? So now let's look at the next one, and I'll let you go ahead and read this. And alright, so this means angles. So if angle J and angle K are complementary, and the angle, or excuse me, the measure of angle K, this should be is, 65 degrees. What is the measure of angle J? Okay, so if we know the angle J and K are complementary, so that means that when they're added together, they will equal 90 degrees. And the measure of angle K is 65 degrees. We need to find the measure of J. So we know that it is going to create a 90-degree angle like this. And we say 65 degrees. So I'm going to put my angles on here. 65, I'm going to say, is about right here. So 65 degrees. Okay, we're trying to find that measure right there, which is not x, but measure of J. Okay, so again, it's a matter of taking 90, subtracting 65, and you end up getting your 25 degrees. Okay, so let's look at the next problem. And it says angles PQS and RQS are supplementary. So again, we know that these two angles must equal 180 degrees. And if the measure of angle PQS is 56 degrees, so if it's 180 degrees, it's going to be a straight line. Okay, here's my vertex, and we're going to say 56 degrees. So I'm going to go ahead and write 56 in here. And if you want to label these angles PQS and QRQS, okay, supplementary, we'll use this one for PQS. This is going to be, well, this is going to be my Q. Okay, and I'm trying to look at this so that they're sharing the same line. So this would be P, this is going to be S, and this is going to be R. Oops, R. So this is PQS 56, and then we're trying to find RQS, which is this angle. So again, 180 degrees, subtracting 56 degrees from it, and we get 10, 7, so then subtracting you get 4, 2, 1. So 124 degrees is my answer. Okay. Do you have to draw this picture? No, you don't. I've had a few students ask that. You don't have to draw the picture. As long as you look and see that this angle and this angle, this is angle 1 and that's angle 2, that they are going to be supplementary, 180 degrees. So if you know one, then you find the difference to get the other. Okay, subtracting it from whether it's complementary 180 or, excuse me, supplementary 180 or complementary, which is 90. Okay, any of those work. So please, if you have questions on this, please take note of that, and otherwise we'll work on this tomorrow. This is kind of a fun chapter, a little bit easier than some, dealing with the angles and so forth, but there are some new ones, so it'll take a little bit of studying and trying to recall that information, especially come test time, knowing that difference between complementary and supplementary. Have a great night, and we'll see you tomorrow.